Bueno, ya estamos aquí en otro capítulo más de este Let's Play de Regreso al Futuro, Back to the Future. Y seguimos donde lo habíamos dejado, que habíamos vuelto, bueno, habíamos viajado al pasado, digamos, a 1931, del 13 de junio creo que era, para salvar a Doc, a Emmett Brown, porque se supone que moriría el 14 de junio. O eso es lo que recuerdo y teníamos que... No me acuerdo ahora mismo lo que teníamos que hacer aquí. A ver, voy a mirar las pistas con vuestro permiso. Vale, sí que... Vale, termina en la cárcel. Bueno, antes de mirar pistas vamos a investigar un poco por aquí. Estamos en el comedor de beneficencia. En un comedor de beneficencia.
Hey, never mind.
Vale, pues no hace caso. Y aquí estaba... Que me entraba Tannen y eso, así tipo mafia. Sí, la verdad es que tiene muchas referencias a la serie. Si eres fan de Regreso al Futuro te va a gustar este juego. Anda, mira, que hay alguien.
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Vale. ¿Qué es esto? No, esto... Teléfono. Vamos a ver, teléfono.
Those who once ate delicacies are destitute in the street. Cheery.
Vale. ¿Puedo abrir la puerta?
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help.
Vale, y a este no le puedo dar nada, ¿no? Porque no tengo nada. Vale. El tío ese no me hacía caso, pero me dejará pasar.
Nice rack.
Yeah, we got all kinds of
Ahora habla.
culinary enhancements back there.
Vale, ha hablado, pero... Es que no me dice nada el tío este.
Okay. Hey,
No, no dice.
never mind.
Vale, porque salir supongo que no nos dejará, porque tenemos que hacer algo aquí, ¿no? Pues sí. Me ha dejado salir. Vale, ¿y por qué me ha dejado salir? Vale, voy a mirar un momento las pistas, ¿vale? Que es que no me acuerdo de lo que tenía que hacer. Que sí, ¿cómo terminó Doc en la cárcel? Ah, encontrar la cárcel, pero entonces ¿por qué? ¿Por qué me han dejado entrar en el comedor este? Aquí ya te lo dice, la pista 3 directamente te lo dice. Está cruzando el parque desde la corte. Bueno, yo es que tampoco es que me ubique muy bien, ¿sabes? En los sitios. Esta era la estación de policía que no me
I
dejaban
think I'll
entrar.
just talk to Doc from out here.
Ah, pues aquí sí.
Doc!
¡Hombre!
Marty,
Doc!
what are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
No creo.
Basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car.
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Ahí está. Te van a matar
Stop.
mañana, tío.
I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan.
A plan, right? But what?
Macho, un plan. A ver. Es que entre estas no me gusta ninguna. Sí, volvamos al tiempo, pero hay que sacar a este tío primero, ¿no?
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Joder, si es que hablar encima igual que las pelis, tío. Peleemos, es que no creo, ¿eh? Sacarte de la cara... Esto es lo más acertado, pero no sé cómo.
Well, I suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too
Dinamita.
dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a
Taladro
rocket-powered
cohete.
drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me. 1931 me.
Wait a minute, Doc.
Vale.
You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely.
Vale. A ver. Claro, ¿y qué pasa con la continua espera? O sea, hacer paranoias aquí.
Won't talking to yourself cause, irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
Vale, ¿cómo construyo el taladro cohete?
How am I supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill? Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self. From what I remember, I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
Vale, ¿y dónde está tu otro yo?
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just
Vale.
stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
¿En serio?
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
Bueno, ya veremos a ver cómo sale esto. Además, el comedor de beneficencia, que acabamos de venir de ahí. Vale, aquí está. Vamos a llamar por teléfono. Vale, a ver. Lo único que aquí... Ah, bueno, sí, me ha pasado un papelito. Bueno, llama él solo.
Brown residence.
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who may I say is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
La corte. ¿Qué? Puerta a la cocina, aquí no nos dejarían pasar. Pero ¿dónde está la corte? Supongo que tendremos que ir allí, ¿no? Vale, ¿y la corte? ¿Dónde está la corte? Ah, es esto, ¿no? Pero antes no me dejaba ir por el caminito. Ah, sí. A ver, Einstein, ¿qué hice? No, hasta aquí a lo suyo, creo.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Nah, a lo suyo. Está por aquí, paseando. A ver, la corte. Hey,
Don't touch those. These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. I mean, Judge Brown says so.
¿cómo? ¿El juez Brown?
Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact.
Joder, mírale. Ahí, jovencillo el tío. Vale, sí, pero...
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Ya, pero joder, se ha pirado el tío, ¿no? Esperaremos. A menos que esté acá al lado. Ahí, vale, vale. Le pillo. Pa' acá, hombre.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
¿Vamos al grano o qué? Vamos a decir que tenemos algo importante para hacer.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
Vale. Vamos a ir directo. Venga.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science.
Nada, y sigue sin... Pues tenemos que entrar,
I
¿no?
better not. Those lawyers sound kind of nasty.
¿En serio?
I better not. Those lawyers sound kind of nasty.
¿Qué cojones hago yo ahora? Ahora, vale.
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
A ver. Venga, vamos a hablar sobre tu taladro cohete.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong. Expectation value.
Sí, cabezota el tío,
The friction remains constant and the gravitational constant is variable. Wait, is that even possible? Now if it...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Joder, a ver. Es que lo estoy presionando mucho con esto, ¿no? Yo también soy un científico, beca.
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Vale, a ver. Vamos a decir que el taladro cohete que está... No vamos a decírselo a nadie.
Come on, you can trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for, in more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character!
A lo mejor si me demanda, tiene que archivar el caso, yo que sé, que leches. No te vayas, no te vayas.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
¿Qué hago?
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Now, okay.
Will you
¿qué
just
sabe?
give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Eso, al final yo creo que le tenemos que acusar para que archive el caso o algo de eso. Venga, vamos a a presionarle.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it.
Ah, que ya pasa de mi culo.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr.
Me cago en la
Corleone.
leche, tío. ¿Qué hora terminas?
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
Joder. Si salen más temprano.
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer or soda? What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
Joder, macho, pero entonces ¿qué coño le digo? ¿Qué estás haciendo?
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party of the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Suenas un poco asustado.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Bueno, pues vamos a decirle más lo del taladro cohete.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it. Acceleration is reduced by the inverse of the derivative of
Vale.
the speed relative to the speed of light.
¿No nos quiere ayudar?
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr.
Vamos a intentarlo
Corleone.
una vez más.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Pues nada. Vale. Aquí estoy perdido. A ver, inventario, nada. Vamos a ir con Emmett. A ver qué nos dice, porque este está saliendo y viniendo. Ey. A ver si nos dice algo que nos pueda ayudar.
Doc!
Marty, have you found my younger self yet?
Bueno. Bueno, vi a mi abuelo también, claro, en el anterior capítulo, si os acordáis.
Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
No!
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
Good.
I wish I could, though. This era's tannin is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kit Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
Vale. ¿Qué haces en la cárcel? Pues ya sabemos, ¿no? Lo que hizo. A ver, bueno, conocí ya a tu
Well,
joven.
I met your younger self,
Great.
and I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
Que no es un científico, dice.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, but right now, my younger self probably thinks he's been sent by my father to check up on me.
Vale, ¿qué coño hago? Para que confíe en mí.
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
Pues vale, pues estábamos igual que antes.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... the Hill Valley Expo!
The expo?
Yes, the Expo. How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure. One which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
Pues estamos igual que antes, macho. ¿No me puede decir lo que tengo que hacer para que confíe en mí?
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
¿Qué coño hago, tío?
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Uf, vale. Estoy sin ideas ahora mismo. Así intentar ver otra vez al tío este. A ver si nos dice algo. Aquí, a ver.
No. Not possible. No. Or do we take H to stand for the Hermitian line operator? Fuck, in that case.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Es que no se puede hacer
Sounds
nada,
like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark...
Nah, dice lo mismo.
Emmett, about you.
Vale. Es que no me salía lo de salir. Luego se me habrá quedado otra vez.
Now if H stands for one-dimensional harmonic oscillator, then
Vale, pues voy a ir a... Aquí, a ver si, yo que sé, puedo hablar con el padre o algo.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
¿Cómo que no? Vale, a ver qué hago. Vamos a echar un vistazo. Albergue para indigentes. Es que aquí nada. A ver dónde el abogado, ¿no? Tras la barbería. Papelería. Aquí, a ver.
I better not. Those lawyers sound kind of nasty.
Me cago en la leche. Vale, pues ahora estoy perdido, ¿eh? Voy a mirar las pistas, lo siento. Emmett no te da ni la hora. Tal vez si tuviera algo en común. Claro, ¿el qué? ¿Sobre qué murmura Emmett para sí mismo cuando cree que no lo escuchas? Los problemas científicos de Emmett superan a Marty, pero hay alguien que puede entenderlos. ¿Quién? ¿En serio? Hostia, a mí no se me hubiera ocurrido nunca esto, ¿eh? Intenta agarrar los murmullos de Emmett. Supongo. Será con esto, ¿no? Ay, cojo la grabadora. Espero a que venga por aquí.
Don't think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Que no se me hubiera ocurrido nunca lo de la grabadora, tío.
Oh, it brings back to H.
Vamos a darle otra vez más. A ver, que vuelva a salir. Que no sé si tiene que decir algo en concreto o qué.
Don't think, Emmett.
Nada, dice lo mismo
H
todo
to
el
the
rato.
A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Vale, ahora no sé si tenemos que ir al
Multiplied by the inverse of A might well be equal to A's
¿Puedo dar otra vez?
Don't think, Emmett.
No, dice lo mismo. Nada.
Wait, is that even
Vale, a ver
possible?
si podemos hablar con él o si no me
Will you
voy a...
just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Pues no, no dice nada.
Emmett, about your...
Value of A
Vale, a ver si podemos
I'm missing here.
ir donde está Doc y le ponemos la cinta, yo que sé.
Doc!
Marty, how goes the escape plan?
Pues no, muy bien. A ver si tú lo descifras, se lo digo y ya confía en mí. A lo
So,
mejor
Doc,
es eso.
does this ring a bell?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Good grief. Is that me? I sound so...
Young?
I was going to say intense. I forgot how wound up I used to get.
Yeah, but what are you muttering about?
Oh, that's easy. It's Ivanov's conundrum. Just tell my younger self that H equals a Hamiltonian operator.
Hamiltoniano.
Won't giving him the answer mess up the time stream?
Only if it turns out that reality is actually nothing more than a holographic illusion created by the interplay of subatomic particles on a vast two-dimensional membrane.
So,
It'll be fine.
Madre mía. Ni yo lo he entendido, macho. Que es que como en la peli, tío, como en la peli. Se van a hablar de sus cosas, macho. Vale, ¿cómo era la fórmula? H era igual a no sé qué
what was
hamiltoniano.
H again?
The Hamiltonian operator.
Operador
Got it.
hamiltoniano. Vale. ¿Y qué pasa si le
Hang in there,
decimos...
Doc.
Not the best choice of words, Marty.
¿Y qué pasa si le decimos la incorrecta? Supongo que no te dejará, ¿no? Bueno, está por ahí, macho, a lo lejos, tío. Venga, corre, Marty, hombre.
Now, if H stands for
Pa' acá.
one,
Will you just give me a chance?
harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Vale, toma la fórmula.
Maybe H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
What did you just say?
I said maybe H equals the...
Hamiltonian operator.
Yeah!
Great Scott! If H is a Hamiltonian, then H to the A multiplied by the inverse of H can only be the same as the expectation value for A. That's it! That's the solution to Ivanov's conundrum, the problem I've been wrestling with in my head all week!
I'm sure you would have figured it out by yourself in a day or two. The way you figured out how to build that rocket-powered drill.
Where did you learn so much about science?
No puedo decir que... Ah, mira, voy a decir que leo mucho a Julio Verne. Que le gusta a Doc.
Well, it's like this.
You know about my rocket power drill? Then there can only be one explanation.
What?
You're from the patent office. I confess I didn't quite know what to expect when I sent the paperwork, but I never expected this. Welcome! I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Vale, pues de momento me vale con que te creas esto. Realmente necesito tu taladro cohete en mayúsculas.
Can I see your rocket-powered drill?
Of course, of course. Naturally, it's just a scale model, but it's nearly operational. I can show it to you, say, first thing in the morning.
Necesito esta noche, necesito un modelo totalmente operativo. Sí.
Nah, that's no good. I need to see a full-size model. That's fully operational. Tonight. Otherwise, we'll have to award the patent to a competing inventor, Dr. McCoy.
It can't be done. I mean, it might be possible to construct a full-size working model in that time frame, but I haven't got the main ingredient for the fuel.
I'll get it for you. What is it?
190 proof grain alcohol. And you know how difficult it is to get a hold of alcohol these days.
Especially now that someone's blown up the speakeasy.
And besides, there's no way I can get off work until I've delivered this subpoena. Part of the investigation into the business affairs of Kid Tannen. Is it vitally important you see that rocket-powered drill today?
Uf,
Yes. Is it vitally important you deliver that subpoena today?
Yes!
Listen, I'll help you deliver it, and I'll see to it you get the alcohol you need. It'll help you get that drill finished by tonight. Deal?
Deal. Here's the subpoena.
I've got to subpoena my grandpa.
It's Kid Tannen.
Hey, I just saw him at the soup kitchen yelling at Arthur McFly.
I'm not surprised. Arthur does the books for his business.
What kind of business?
That's what the DA is trying to find out.
Let's go talk to him.
No!
Why not? Kid Tannen can tell us where Arthur's hiding.
Yeah, well, he can also have us fitted for a Chicago overcoat.
Vale. Y aquí, al lado de este. Vale, vamos a intentar hablar con Tannen este. ¡Ey! Esta chica, ¿qué hace aquí?
Hey, Miss Strickland.
Oh, hello, Mr. Corleone. Try not to draw any undue attention my way. I'm on the trail of a hot new scoop, as we in the newspaper business say.
Es que la verdad es que es un poco más agradable, igual de pesada, pero más agradable que la del presente, macho. ¿Qué hay de la otra historia? ¿Cuál es la exclusiva?
What's the scoop?
I've heard rumors that something shady is going on at the Sisters of Mercy soup kitchen. It's under new management, you know. And oh, we mustn't jump to any conclusions, not till the facts are in. I hope to heaven it is just a rumor. That soup kitchen is the front line in the good fight. If it goes bad, what will happen to the Stay Sober Society? Not to mention all the charitable institutions that depend on me for soup deliveries.
Madre. Haces entregas de
You
sopa.
make hot soup deliveries?
It's one of my many small contributions to the good cause. Healthy bodies, healthy souls, or so one hopes. I pick up barrels of hot soup at the kitchen, and I deliver them hither and thither. Hill Valley Orphanage, the St. Francis Xavier Ranch for Unwanted Children, Foggy Mountain Home for the Incurably Insane, Shady Acres Rest Home. Oh, I can barely keep track of them all. It's a very big job.
Vale. Puedo ayudarte a entregar sopa. Claro, pero supongo para desentrañar lo que ahí pasa, ¿no? Pero no sé para qué para lo que sirve ahora mismo, porque como he investigado tampoco, que es la sociedad siempre
What's the
sobrios.
Stay Sober Society?
You haven't heard of the SSS? They do the most marvelous work, taking hopeless drunken bums and turning them into former hopeless drunken bums. I'm one of the founding members. And not to say that I was ever, well, you know. Anyway, we've always met in the cellar of the Sisters of Mercy soup kitchen, but for some reason the new managers don't want us down there, so we're stuck. We've got nowhere to meet.
Vale. ¿Qué hay de la otra historia? Vamos
Did you
primero a...
finish the story you interviewed me for? About Carl Sagan?
Yes, but those pig-headed editors at the paper rejected it. They said my story was slanted, and that I was glorifying a suspected arsonist. As if their stories aren't always glorifying the criminal vermin that run this town. This whole thing makes me so mad I could spit. Though of course I never would. There's an ordinance against it, and it's so untidy.
Vale, puedo decirle... Ah, sí, te lo
I'm
diste.
sorry about the way Einstein lit into you back there. I don't know what got into him.
Well, I hope you've learned to keep him under control.
Yeah, I found someone to keep him distracted.
Very good. Now let's see if you know your multiplication tables.
Están ahí. A ver. Puedo ayudarte a entregar la sopa y yo sé dónde se pueden reunir las sociedades siempre sobrios.
I know a place where the Stay Sober Society can meet.
Oh? Where?
Es que a lo mejor la lío porque no sé qué es lo que tengo que hacer con estos chicos. Es que en la estación de policía sí arma follón, ¿no? Para distraer, digamos, a la poli mientras, supongo, le damos con el taladro, ¿no? Porque eso supongo que hace ruido. Así que si están ahí en la estación de policía, Bueno, la vamos a jugar.
You can meet over there in the jailhouse. I think they have an empty cell.
No, the jailhouse has bad associations for some of the stay soberites.
Vale, pues no quiere.
I know a place.
A ver. En el parque, en el bar clandestino, a lo mejor.
You could meet in the speakeasy, the one that got bombed last Wednesday.
Now, wouldn't that be poetic irony? But I'm not sure the building is structurally safe.
Vale, a ver, vamos
I
a...
know a place.
La residencia tiene que ser.
The Brown residence.
You mean Judge Brown's place?
Yeah, I happen to be good friends with his son Emmett, and he's told me the judge would love to lend his place out for, you know, good causes like yours.
Really? Why,
Hostia.
that's the most generous, public-spirited offer I've received in a month of Sundays. Please tell your friend Emmett we accept. The meeting isn't due to start for a little while, so that'll give our people some time to set up.
Pues no sé si le ha cagado, porque es que no sé lo que he hecho.
Hey, I can help you deliver soup. I donate a lot of time to charities.
Oh? Which ones?
The, Mario Brothers.
Mario Bros.
Ah, yes. The Italians do so many good works.
If you'll just fix it so I can pick up the barrels of soup.
Now hold your horses, let's not get over-eager. I drive the soup cycle in this town, and I'm not about to turn it over to an upstart. But if you're well-connected with the local charitable institutions,
Yeah?
you can let me know when they're running low on soup.
Vale. Sé de una caridad que necesita. ¿Cuál? Es que
As
todavía
a
no
matter
sé.
of fact, I do know a local charity that's running low on soup.
Oh? Who?
Casa de descanso.
The rest home.
Those dear old-timers. Soup is one of the few pleasures they have left.
Vale, supongo que hemos hecho todo lo que había que hacer con esta chica, pero no sé si la hemos cagado.
All right, Edna, just think of all those poor unfortunates and hold your nose.
Joder.
Mr. Donnelly!
Vale, hemos hecho muchas cosas con esta chica, pero no sé lo que he hecho, sinceramente. Vale, vamos a ver a Tannen. Está ahí limpiándose los zapatos.
What the hell, Matches? You got kiwi all over my socks!
Sorry, boss.
Get out of here! How about you?
Huh?
I'm sitting at a shoe shine booth. You walk up. Either you're here to shine my shoes, or you got a death wish. Which is it?
Me haría un costado. Vamos a ilustrar los zapatos, vamos a sacarle algo. A lo mejor podemos hablar con él. A ver. Claro, aquí te explica a lo mejor lo de la sociedad siempre sobria. Claro, a lo mejor tengo que haber ido primero a este y luego a la otra. Claro, es que en ese caso, digamos que a lo mejor es un error de diseño por Telltale, que bueno, se lo hacemos pasar porque esto es un juego del 2010. Ahora mismo pues hacen bien los juegos, pero supongamos que primero tendríamos que venir aquí a saber lo que pasa y luego ya hablaríamos con la chica.
How come you won't let the Stay Sober Society hold their meeting in the cellar of your soup kitchen?
We got other plans for that cellar, and it don't necessarily involve staying sober.
Repartir un poco de tu sopa.
Hey, I represent United Charities of Hill Valley. Can you authorize me to pick up soup from your establishment and deliver it to some very deserving souls?
Nah, that Strickland dame's got the charity racket pretty much locked up. No point in giving her competition.
Claro, y ahí ya tendremos que hablar con la chica. A ver, vamos a decir que estamos buscando a nuestro abuelo.
I'm looking for a guy named Arthur McFly. He's my, sort of a relative.
Well, he's my employee. He's very busy today.
Vale. Vamos a decir dónde está primero.
Since you're Arthur's boss, you know where he is, right?
He's at the, office.
Where's the office?
I forget.
¿Eh? ¿Qué mentiroso?
So when do you think Arthur will be leaving the office?
When I tell him he can leave the office. Hey, you missed a spot.
¿Qué hago leche? No sé si eso es pero vamos a ir
Isn't
ya.
that Arthur McFly's hat you're holding?
It was McFly's hat. Now, it's my peanut ball.
Madre mía. Me es un poco de maní.
Can I have some peanuts?
Why not? I'm a magnanimous kind of guy. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
¿Qué diablos es eso?
Hey kid!
Yeah?
What the hell is that?
A todo poco.
Hey!
Aquí no hay Quick Time Events, ¿no? Supongo que no lo implementaron en este juego. Hola, vaya hostia.
Give me that hat, you lousy crook!
Emmett!
Uy,
Emmett!
Nobody makes a monkey out of Kid Tannen!
es mierda o estiércol o algo. Siempre acaba rodeado de estiércol este tío. O de mierda.
Where do you learn how to move like that?
Sandlot football. They used to call me the Streak.
Get out!
Vale, tenemos el sombrero, pero no sé para qué. A ver, vamos a hablar. Ahí sale alguien. No sé si... A ver, sobre esa
You have to deliver
citación.
a lot of subpoenas?
Father's always sending me out to do these dirty jobs. He wants to expose me to different kinds of people. All he's exposed me to is a lot of new curse words.
If serving subpoenas is such dirty work, why don't you just say no?
Look, what's the worst thing that can happen to me on this job?
You could get shot.
Yeah, well, believe me, that's nothing compared to what I'll get if I mouth off to my pop.
Vale. Sí, verdad,
Any
¿dónde
idea
está
where we
Arthur
can find
McFly?
Artie?
Not a jot. If only we had a way of tracking him.
Rastrearlo. Con Einstein.
This subpoena's for Arthur McFly?
Have you seen him?
For a few seconds in the soup kitchen, but I think he's gone back into hiding.
Brilliant deduction, Einstein.
How about Kid Tannen? What do we know about him?
He's loud, he's obnoxious, he's not very bright, and he doesn't like anybody getting in his way.
Yep, that's a Tannen, all right.
A ver, ¿por qué un taladro cohete?
Some of us down at the patent office are wondering, what made you think of a rocket-powered drill?
Ah, that'd be Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. It was a revelation.
Viaje al centro de la Tierra.
Yeah, that's kind of what we figured.
¿Has leído La máquina del tiempo?
Have you read The Time Machine?
H.G. Wells? Not yet, but it's on my list.
Sí. Para más adelante. ¿Por qué el combustible se hace a partir de alcohol?
This might be a stupid question, but couldn't you have designed your rocket-powered drill to run on fuel that, you know, isn't illegal?
Illegal? What does law have to do with science? Science has its own laws. You of all people should know that.
¿Y esto
Any
de qué nos
idea where
había
we could
dicho?
find Artie?
Not a jot. If only we had a way of tracking him.
Sí, pero... Ah, con el
We'll
sombrero.
get that subpoena delivered, or my name isn't...
Michael Corleone!
Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
Venga, este. A ver. Pero...
Hey, honey, come here for a sec, boy.
Venga, a buscar.
Hey, boy, can you find the guy who belongs to this hat?
Ahí estamos, hombre.
Where's he going?
Ahí.
Only one way to find out.